Welcome back. I just did some research, and yeah, I thought the Dark Knight quest was unlocked, but it turns out it's after Shadowbringers. So, as I pressed the wrong button. Oh, you're an adventurer. Oh, that cough was bad. Adventurer, are you? Was there something I can assist you with? Now, now that I think about it, perhaps it is you who can assist me. I am Neve Jakaya, reporter of the Gridania's leading tabloid, The Raven. Might I steal a moment of your time? So here's the thing. Just recently, an unusual visitor cut through Gridania's market Nagasith in a frenzy to purchase every Lamella lily available, and I mean all of them. For what purpose, I hear you ask? Well, my friend, I sense this answer to that question will provide the basis for this next scoop. So, did some nosing around, no one I talked to put could put a name to our mysterious flower fancier, but by all accounts, he and uh, his cargo, Hood the Lilies, had purchased departed for Oda, not wanting to trail to grow cold. I quickly grabbed my quill and notepad and boarded an airship myself, and was quickly reminded of how hard it is to chase a story in unfamiliar territory. You know this town and its people well enough, though, don't you? What say you to lending a hand to my investigative efforts? All right, be happy to. I suppose if you need a guide, uh, I'll be nice. Pampa. Wonderful, then. We've no time to lose. First things first, we pay a visit to the nearest drinking establishment. The local tavern is always the best place to pick up tidbits of gossip and rumor. Ba, 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 ba. Oops. Ba, ba, ba. My, those are some serious faces. What can I do for you this fine morning? Oh, playing reporter, are we? Sounds like fun. Let's hear your questions then. We are attempting to track down a particular person, someone who purchased a suspiciously large amount of Delmelia facilities in Gridania before transporting them here to Ul'dah. Any idea of who this person might be? We've more than our fair share of traders coming and going, and a large shipment arriving in the city is hardly a noteworthy occurrence. But now that you mention it, I do remember this florid minstrel fellow who came in just the other day, said he'd pulled in from Gridania and needed help hauling a hefty delivery to the Alchemist Guild. He's actually a familiar face in these parts. Never did get his name though, strangely enough. A nameless traveler arriving from Gridania with a sizable cargo to move. That sounds promising. Like I said, it was just a request to move cargo. Before you run off to a possible dead end with the alchemist, I suggest you fish for more information inside the quicksand. After all, where else can you find so many gossipy adventurers crammed into one spot? That certainly makes sense. Between the two of us, however, I see no reason why we cannot do both. I shall stay here and interview the clientele while you chase down our other lead at the Alchemist Guild. What do you think? Then that will be our plan. Once you've spoken with the potion mixers, make your way back here and we can discuss any new revelations. There we go. My brain's just going absolutely dog shit at the moment. Maybe it's because of I was too focused on the job quest quest thing. Anyways, I'm actually happy that Final Fantasy XIV is growing so fast, and like it's weird because usually there's a big group in during a new expansion, but before expansion and before a new expansion release. Holy crap! Hey, so let's talk to this guy. So boldly do you approach a master of his profession. I warn you, this matter best be deserving of my of the precious moments you steal away from my unending research. You question me for a tabloid piece? Away with you! I refuse to waste another instance of this trivial nonsense. But just a moment. Perhaps there is a shred of scholarly value to this after all. I vaguely recall the flamboyant character of whom you speak, and his request to process a vast quantity of floral material. 'Tis laughable that I would undertake such a menial chore, of course, so I assigned the task to my subordinates. If you wish to discuss the tedious details, dear Detrich is your man. Oh, there we are. Okay, that's BS. Why, I should be delighted to assist you. This is regarding the large delivery of Nemia lilies. Yes, the guild did accept a task involving said flowers as commissioned by a nomadic Mistral gentleman. And though I cannot reveal the nature of what we produced, I can tell you that it shall be distributed amongst the populace as part of the event of the rising. If you wish to know more, then might I suggest you speak to the gentleman himself. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Adventurer, you're back. Did the alchemist offer up any new information? So, to summarize, this famously unnamed minstrel of nomadic inclination commissioned the manufacture of some as yet unknown item to be handed out during the rising. Oh, I heartily agree that we should speak with him directly, and as luck may have it, I've just discovered that he means to put on a performance at the Ruby Road Exchange. I think it's time for one of my patent on the spot interviews, don't you? If we hurry over, we can catch him before he takes the stage. That colorful fellow there must be our Mistral. Greetings, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but you are the famous Wandering Mistral, are you not? I am indeed. And look whom you've brought to see me. Was there aught I might do for you fine people? I've been following you, to be perfectly honest. I am curious to learn more about the wagon load of lilies you turned over to the alchemists, not to mention your plans to distribute the results of their work. You followed me, but how did you? I mean, why would you? Ah, a writer for the Raven. That explains much. And did you also learn what I tasked the alchemist to create? Is the coral out of the bag for all to smell? No, no, no. We were hoping you might tell us. Good, then my surprise remains unspoiled. The plan, if you must know, is to hand out bundles of potpourri to all the sundry during the rising, as in flowers mixed with spice, that aromatic stuff you see in bowls on parlor tables and the like. The very same, except my potpourri will delight the eyes as much as the nose. Thanks to the alchem- uh, alchemi- uh, alchemical wizardry infused by my co-conspirators. Yet, even without such enhancement, the scent of Nimia lilies is known to promote calm and tranquility. The rising is a time of remembrance, of mourning. It is time when sorrow can overwhelm folk who lost friends and loved ones to the seventh umbral calamity. It is my hope that the lily's gentle perfume will afford such burdened souls a meticum of peace during this oft times melancholy memorial. Oh my, what a genuinely lovely idea. Only just this moment we were making arrangements for a showcase of my humble talents, where I shall hand out potpourri bundles to the audience. Again, I am glad we met you inadvertently spread word of our little surprise gift. I trust you now have sufficient detail to write your article. Oh, yes, I have plenty to work with. Thank you. Splendid. Now, since you've joined the inner circle, so to speak, we must have you play a role in the performance. Ha, you needn't fret so. I merely wish for your assistance in passing out potpourri. I can supply the crowd at the show, but it would be most helpful if you might deliver bundles to some other part of town. Oh, we would be happy to, and it could only help me flesh out the story. Let's head back to the quicksand adventure. If we hand out bundles there, then we can be sure to cover folk from every corner of the city. We were low on helping hands to tell you the truth, so this has worked out for the best. Please come and meet me at the Road Exchange once you've finished with your task. Ah, the hour of my performance draws near. Many times have I taken the stage in my life. Yet that thrill of anticipatory terror never fails to run through me. Let's go to work, shall we? What is it you are giving out there, adventurer? I know the scent. Nymphaea lily, yes. The flower is often placed on the graves of the fallen, a practice with which I am, alas, intimately familiar. Why choose this particular bloom? I see. Perhaps the perfume does remind us of the peace of repose rather than the violence which took our companions from us. It would seem the Mistral has given the matter some thought. For Cartaneru veterans such as myself, the season of the rising can be a torment like the troubling pain of an old wound. I will keep this bundle close, I think, and breathe in its calm whenever I feel my thoughts turning grim. Keeping busy there, ain't you, Akira? I know it's for the horizon and all, but it tickles me to see a hero of your stature handing out presents like a simple errand girl. I mean, ever since the first time we met, you've always been the type to lend aid where It's needed. And you haven't changed one bit. Makes me happy it does, not to mention a little misty eyed. The good you've done for folk will linger on, an unshakable foundation for your future. Keep going the way you're going, my friend, and we'll all be the better for it. Here, why don't you let me have whatever bundles you've got left, and I'll put them together with the ones I took from the reporter friend. If we leave a basket full of basket out on the guild counter, I guarantee they'll hand themselves out before the rising is over. Mistral Mamadi took a goodly amount off my hands, but I think we've done our fair share of work. We should go and see the Mistral and let him know we've completed our task. I wonder if the potpourri also loosens tongues. It seems everyone who took a bundle had a rising tale to tell, be it a short remembrance or a lingering stroll down memory lane. The reporter and her most qualified assistant returns. The performance went well, I must say, but what of your story research? Were the townsfolk willing to share any moving material? Yes, they were unexpectedly forthcoming. I was regaled with many an anecdote from those who lived through the calamity and privileged to hear their treasured memories of those who did not. Back when the calamity was poised to strike, I had only had earned my reporter's quill. I was rushing around town questioning adventures and taking notes. But as Dalamud descended ever lower, the streets erupted into chaos. It was then that I fled with my younger brother to the border and relative safely. There were a few less prudent friends and colleagues who might still be here if they had done the same. In the years since the world has risen from the ashes, I've done my best to rise along with it. But there are things I cannot, nay, should not forget. Such are the thoughts which blossoms in my mind when I breathe in the potpourri's perfume. I've enjoyed our collaboration this day, adventurer, and I shall attempt to write a piece that does it justice. What say you to Rising Calm as a title? How fitting. I look forward to reading it. I too sense the stirring of a new composition, a hopeful verse dedicated to the continued safe passage of those who yet ascend the path of the uh, catastrophe and despair. A moon. Greetings, warrior of light. You needn't be alarmed. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. What a pleasure it is to welcome you again, here again, Akira. And what a privilege that your chosen trail should run alongside mine for so long. On a day such as today, I hope you will forgive me a brief bout of nostalgia. It has been an entire decade since I first came to this world. I was a stranger here, a traveler in a troubled land, and the quest for its salvation consumed my every moment. Countless trials were met and overcome, and the world not only survived, it flourished. This victory we owe to those who perished alongside, not perished, preserved, uh, persevered, there we go, alongside us, to those who explored and nurtured and loved this realm as much as we. Yes, it is you of whom I speak, of our indomitable adventures. 10 years is a long time, yes, but for me, the number holds no special significance. It is simply a count for the passage of days. Success, however, would not have come without the accumulation of daily effort, and that is what makes it a milestone worth making. Thank you for staying the course with us these many years. I will keep making plans for this world for the foreseeable future. It has become a part of my life, and to see it grow is an adventure in itself. Rest well, warrior of light, for a grand convergence of events approaches. May the road upon upon which you must embark become the greatest of all journeys. Until we meet again, my friend. What a movie rendition! And now I really must head home to write that article. You have my gratitude, Akira. I would still be floundering in the streets without your assistance until we meet again. A great many lives were lost in the flames of the calamity, not to mention the chaos which followed. Yet it is the survivors who must face the challenges of living in the new era we are have salvaged. To you, the champion in the vanguard of our efforts, I dedicate these verses. Circled by the falling of fiery stars, the land is reborn with new life. God Slayer struck by an echoing war. Heavens ring with the promise of strife. Beast and man both seek freedom of death in bloody inferno untamed by unbroken hopes from a sky long undimmed shall the darkness of Eld be reclaimed. A merciless gale, an unending road, if this be the path we are fated, then pray be our dawn in the rift betwixt world worlds and your souls splendid light unabided. I really must apologize for pressuring you into service for my potpourri scheme. I tend to consider adventurers as fellow wanderers and call upon the assistance of your kind with low reservation. As for the gifts themselves, there was another reason as to why I chose the Nemia lily. Traditionally, the bloom is said to represent a prayer for safe passage. The way ahead yet promises more hardships, and I wanted to, at the very least, to wish you, all of you, the smoothest road for the coming journey. Yay. Alright. Luckily, I did this before I forgot. I just want to see one thing. What does this vendor has? Let's see. Not of value. In looking to the past, we take solace in the present and think of what the future may hold. That is the very essence of the Rising. This year, we have prepared a spectacular fireworks celebration. It is sure to enthrall everyone in attendance. Okay. I think... Oh. Oh, I understand that. Okay. Erosia survived the calamity and has effected a miraculous rebirth. 'Tis for all who struggle onwards, putting one foot in front of the other, as they travel this unfamiliar and oft unseen path, and I dedicate this song of safe passage. Alright. I think that is a good time. To continue with the main scenario quest. Oh, sorry. Ugh. Ooh. That felt weird. Yep, I'm heading to the right spot. Hey, thanks for joining me on this episode, and we shall continue in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.